Hello and welcome to this month's Team Brief podcast, which today comes from the Urgent Care Centre here at Chorley Hospital, which, as you know, has temporarily replaced the emergency department. Most of you will be aware that last month we had to make a very difficult decision to temporarily replace Chorley Emergency Department with an urgent care centre, and that was due to staffing issues. We continue to review the situation on a daily basis, and each week the System Resilience Group, or the SRG, meets to assess it. We're continuing our efforts to try to recruit the extra doctors that we need to staff the rotas and enable the reinstatement of the emergency department. We are absolutely committed to reopening the emergency department at Chorley, and we are doing everything we can possibly do to achieve this. I have published a CEO comments update on the homepage of the intranet to update you on our latest staffing figures and the level that we need to reach in order to reopen the emergency department here at Chorley. Since the change came into effect on the 18th of April, and despite continued efforts, we have not been able to recruit any permanent doctors. We're continuing to recruit as many staff as we can, and we're pursuing international and national recruitment opportunities. 2 locums started a trial with us on the 25th of April, but both have now decided not to continue their placement. Within the next week, we're expecting 3 locums to start their trial period. Locums who successfully complete the trial period to test both competence and suitability will be offered long-term substantive posts and contracts. I've written to the Chief Executive of Health Education England to seek assurances that we will receive our full allocation of doctors in training in the next rotation, and that will enable us to manage our workforce, plan the rotas, and I've requested that our whole allocation is reviewed and increased. There continues to be some media coverage of the issue, and whilst we've tried to provide detailed information to everyone about the situation, about what we're trying to do to recruit the staff we need, and the arrangements that we've made to maintain services, regrettably some myths persist. So we've published a frequently asked questions document and a video on our website to address some of these misconceptions, which you may find useful in responding to queries from patients, your family and your friends. Many of you will be aware that a protest is being held outside Chorley Hospital every Saturday, and now a mass rally has been arranged through Chorley on the 11th of June. There have been 3 protests held outside Chorley Hospital so far, and although this may feel a bit daunting for some of you, all of the protests so far have passed without incident. We have both a site manager and an executive director on call every evening and weekend, so support and advice can be provided if needed. Our security team is also providing extra cover during the protest and are a visible and reassuring presence for both staff and patients. The security team are also very experienced in diffusing potential conflict, and they'll be visiting wards and any clinics and theatre areas running on Saturdays to check that there are no issues and provide a bit of reassurance. I know that there have been a lot of changes for many of you in the past few weeks. You have responded incredibly well, and I want to thank you for being so helpful and adaptable and working so well together to maintain care for our patients. If you have any questions or concerns, as usual, email me via the Valuing Your Voice inbox. I'll make sure that I keep you updated, so please do check the intranet for further details as the situation develops. And thank you again for your ongoing support and dedication. So that's clearly the main issue for this month. Just a couple of other things to briefly mention. Our performance targets have taken a real hit this month, which is disappointing, but clearly very reflective of the different challenges that we are all facing. While I know that many of you are feeling under extreme pressure at the moment, please just try to keep a focus on your targets for your particular department. Patient care, patient experience should still be our #1 priority, regardless of everything else that's going on. So please take a look at your own performance figures and try to do what you can to pull those numbers back up to where they need to be. And now some good news to share before we finish. Bernie Miller, our discharge lounge manager, has been invited along to Buckingham Palace to reward her services to the Royal College of Nursing. Congratulations, Bernie, and enjoy. We've launched our fantastic New Health Academy website, which features all of the courses and programmes offered and showcases the skills of the various teams. Please do have a look. Our dyslexia support group is hosting an awareness day at the end of this month, so if you are dyslexic or you think you could be, or if you work with someone else who is dyslexic, go along to get the advice and information that you need. Contact Barry Morgan for more details. We're also hosting a number of big plan events this week on both the Chorley and the Preston sites. It's really to talk about our priorities for the next 12 months and to tell you about the things that we think are going to be important to us and how you can contribute. Please come. There's lots of details on the intranet around dates and times and places, so have a look, come along, we really want to hear your views. And finally, we have been analysing the results of the staff survey and we've received some really positive feedback. More of you have said that you're enthusiastic about your job compared to last year. More of you have had your appraisal, and a large number of you told us that your manager supports your health and well-being, which is really encouraging. The responses also highlighted areas where we need to improve. Thank you to everybody who completed the questionnaire. Your comments will lead to changes and will make a difference. The staff survey is just one way for you to have a voice, because we also ran 3 big conversation workshops earlier this year, where staff from across all departments were invited to come along to discuss what it's like to work here. You can see from the feedback we've received that there are lots of areas where we're doing really well, but there are also areas to improve, and our leadership and engagement team are now working on your ideas. You should have received the staff survey results for your area. We want you to review these as a team and consider, what are you doing well, where can you make improvements? Your challenge is to agree 3 changes in your team or department to improve practice or to develop staff, and identify 3 reasons to be proud. Let the leadership and engagement team know what action you plan to take. Toolkits being produced for managers, and you can access this on the intranet. Best of luck with your challenges. Thank you very much for watching, and again a big thank you for working so well together during what is a very challenging time. Join me next month for another update.